Okay, guys, so it's 4:35. Let's start our session. Namaste and welcome to TerreNue Talks. Myself, Nikun Soni, co-founder of TerreNue. And today's conversation is about something ancient, something simple yet forgotten. Our connection with Earth. We are speaking about grounding, also known as earthing. Barefoot walk on the soil, touching the grass, or just sleeping connected to Earth's natural electric field. And joining us is someone who lives this philosophy deeply. Dr. Arpit Bansal, cancer surgeon, director of a 200-bed hospital in Prayagraj, TEDx speaker, longevity and medicine 3.0 practitioner, runner, diver, bird watcher, and aquaman biohacker. The list goes on. Welcome, Dr. Arpit.
Thank you, Nikanj. I really love this topic because grounding is not just a trend for me, it's a return to home. Our grandparents knew this, walking barefoot on grass, sitting under trees, sleeping closer to the earth, walking and waking with sunlight. They didn't call it biohacking, they simply lived correctly. Today, we live in high rise apartments, rubber shoes, synthetic floors, screens, artificial lights like these and chronic stress. We are biologically modern, but electrically disconnected from our roots. So, this conversation is not just about selling products, it's about remembering our roots.
Very true. So, Dr. Arpit, you often say longevity, which is a very trending topic right now. It's not about just living longer, but living connected. How does grounding matter in your longevity framework?
Thank you for that question. Longevity, I always say with everyone, like it begins with one simple question. Are we living the way our biology was designed to live? For most of our human history, we were hunter gatherers. We lived on Mother Earth, lived on soil, sunlight, trees, wind, and natural darkness all around us. Now it estimates the latest study estimates that we were lived designed to live up to 97% outdoors, but we 90% of our time is spent indoors. There is a classical biological mismatch. So when I talk about grounding, I'm talking about correcting this one important missing input. We discuss nutrition, we discuss supplements, we discuss exercise, we even now trends has come out to sleep. Our mother earth, I call itself as an input. So my line is very simple. Your body is still not wireless. Your nervous system still needs earthing or earth. Grounding is like plugging your human body back to its original charger.
ग्रेट बट जो लोग पहली बार ग्राउंडिंग के बारे में सुन रहे हैं, क्या है ग्राउंडिंग? व्हाट इज ग्राउंडिंग? कैन यू एक्सप्लेन इन सम सिंपल टर्म्स?
Yes. So grounding means direct physical connection between our body and the earth's surface. Bare feet walk on grass, not just on roads. Skin on the soil, walking on wet soil, wet grass, sitting under a tree, or just using a properly connected grounding mat. Like right now, I'm sitting on this, talking on this, or even a pillow cover, and you can sleep grounded. The idea is that the earth, our mother earth, has a subtle negative electric charge, and our body is electrical. Every heartbeat, every nervous impulse, every brain wave, every cell membrane actually runs through these electric gradients. So grounding is not just mystical, it's electrical biology. Your body and the earth speak the same electrical language. When we disconnect for our earth for years, and many people have literally not touched the earth for years, the body lives in a kind of a low grade electrical stress. Grounding helps bring this system back towards balance.
Balance. Okay, I got a bit of it, but what actually happens inside the body when I touch the earth,
So
or when the skin touches the
the
earth?
scientific explanation for that is that there are free electrons from the Mother Earth surface which enter our body when we are connected directly to the Earth, and they neutralize our excess free radicals. For those who don't know about free radicals are unstable molecules which are excessive, and they get create oxidative stress from various kinds of nutrition and various kinds of stress in our life, which ultimately these free radicals are the ones which cause oxidative stress, which also cause pain, inflammation, aging, metabolic dysfunctions, and even vascular damage. Think of oxidative stress for, in a simple language, as a rust inside your body. Grounding may act like an antioxidant input from the earth, from Mother Earth, Mother Nature itself. The research is still developing. Very less studies have been published in that in detail, But the studies suggest, the early studies are really promising. They suggest that grounding can influence your pain, your sleep cycle, your cortisol rhythms, even your blood flow, and even improve your sleep, even improve your HRV. So the simple explanation is grounding is nature's anti-rust protocol.
Oh, any published research, or what are the published research shows about grounding?
So we must be honest, grounding is not yet deeply studied, as I already mentioned, like as deeply studied like exercise and sleep. But the early evidence is really interesting and very promising. One study on grounding suggested that people who slept on grounding mats or ground like directly grounding, they changes in their night's cortisol rhythm. So basically, stress hormones, and even participants in the study report improvements in sleep, stress, pain, inflammation. Another study, a little scientific ones, they study that just 2 hours of grounding increases the red blood zeta potential, meaning the red blood cells, if you see them under a microscope, they repel each other and become less clumpy, less cloggy. And this may improve the blood vascularity, blood viscosity, which is again important for cardiovascular health. There are also some papers studying grounding as a possible anti-inflammatory and an antioxidant intervention. So I would call this promising science, not just final as of now. And like me personally, I've been working a lot on HRV. There are measurable differences on HRV. So as a doctor, I say this clearly that grounding is not a replacement for medicine. It's a great lifestyle adjunct which you should include in your longevity or biohacking journey. And it is a simple low cost investment. If even if you're indoors, you can still experience that. And you can even sleep with grounding pillows, grounding mats these days.
You use this term HRV. What is this HRV? And you also talk about red mind and blue mind. How does that grounding connect with HRV, red mind, and blue mind?
So HRV stands for heart rate variability. It's one of the latest markers. Like it's been in the market since long, but Indians very few know about it. But it is one of the most practical, measurable, actionable thing which tells you how your autonomic nervous system is balanced. So if we know our nervous system, there is one one is our voluntary nervous system, and then there is our involuntary nervous system, which is not in our physical control. So in our involuntary nervous system, that is the balance between the red mind and the blue mind. The red mind is the red mind is the sympathetic overdrive, always on mode. The blue mind is the calm, grounded, centered, connected, happy, chill, relaxed mode. So lower HRV, you see you a lot of variables which I am wearing, they can give you quite accurately these HRV. The lower heart rate variability means your body is actually stuck more in the red mind, chronic stress, sympathetic activation, and survival mode. Higher HRV usually reflects your better resilience, better parasympathetic activation, better activation of your vagal nerve. People also call the gut brain connection is also connected through this. So, better recovery, better resilience, better emotional regulation is in the blue mind. And when people do grounding consistently, especially during sleep, they notice better sleep depth, which we mentioned, calmer mornings, improved HRV surely I've seen this on myself, my patients, my family, everyone in my family and close people sleep on a grounded pillow cover. If you're still sleeping on a normal pillow cover, it's time for upgrade. But I don't claim that one night of sleeping on a grounding will change things magically. It will still show measurable changes is in your HRV, but over weeks, grounding can become one of the most simple nervous system inputs. So grounding is not just touching the earth, it's telling your nervous system that you are safe. And then when we connect to earth, this message is automatically inborn with us.
I think, Dr. Arpit, your consistency is commendable, inspirational in itself. So you are able to track the HRV for our audience. I think they can track their HRV through all the smart devices, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So you are also talking about cellular hydration and structured water. How do you connect grounding with that?
This is where my Aquaman biohacker brain gets really excited because water inside our body is not just loose fluid. It is in that fourth phase of plasma cell. If you cut open a cell in a microscope, it will not flow like a liquid. Cellular water interacts with the protein, the membranes, and the charged surfaces. And so, basically, it's like a plasma inside our cells. Modern cell biology also recognizes that water is an active matrix in life, not just a passive solvent. There is also research about hydrophilic water or EZ water, the fourth
Mm.
phase of water. That and through this evolving field is just evolving. But my way of saying is that hydration is not just about how much water you drink. It's about how well your body cells hold the water, organize and use the water. So in simplistic terms, I can say that the mechanism why how you walking barefoot works, it actually structures the water inside each of your cells. And like I am also presenting various scientific papers on the same because I've lived it, I am living it, and I have measurable data which I'm very soon publishing because there is nobody in the world who has yet published all this.
Oh, so you mean to say it doesn't matter if I drink 4 liters of water only. I have to do grounding also along with it.
Grounding as an adjunct, like obviously, because
Yeah.
ultimately it's not always. People have a big misconception. There is a full thesis which I've written about cellular hydration.
Yes.
So grounding is a very important part to help you structure the water inside of us, because it's not just about consuming water, it's about how your cells actually can hold that water.
Brilliant. So you also speak about Earth's frequency, the Schumann resonance. Can you explain that simply? It's very technical for the audience like
The
us.
Schumann resonance is scientifically described as 7.83 hertz. You can call is like the vibration of our Mother Earth, or even the heartbeat of Mother Earth. So there are natural electromagnetic responses. Our heart is also emits electromagnetic frequencies, which is beyond our heart. And this is all published. This is not just woo-woo science anymore. This is electromagnetic radiations and resonances are just published literature. So when we ground ourselves, the this overlaps. The 7.83 hertz is the grounding, the Schumann resonance, and our brain wave study we know about 8 hertz, the alpha waves, and that is
Oh,
that magical state when you connect, you pass through. You every time we wake up from sleep, we go back to sleep, we pass through that 8 hertz. If people may know about this alpha manifestation, so if you do meditation, if you try to get into your alpha state, you automatically embody these things. So both, but speaking metaphorically and biologically, it is beautiful. This when you walk on a barefoot grass, or you sit near water, breathe slowly, and like disconnect from the digital noise, keep your phones away, your brain often shifts to calmer rhythm. So grounding brings the body closer to the earth's rhythm, and earth's rhythm brings back our mind to the blue mind which we talked about. And that's where science meets poetry, and the body understands both actually.
beautiful. Uh, so I think some people would say I walked barefoot today and for 3 days, but nothing happened. So what would you tell them? Is it a pill which will, remove your headache
I
instantly, or
would
is it?
just smile and say to that person that you cannot undo 30 years of disconnection in just 3 days. If someone has poor sleep, stuck in the red mind, the chronic sympathetic overdrive we talked about a little bit, for 10 years, and then sleeps one night on a grounding pillow, they may still feel tired. If you're really aware of your body, you will still feel a difference even in one night. But that doesn't mean if you don't feel it, probably you're not aware enough. But that doesn't mean sleep doesn't work. It means your body needs consistency. We were talking about that. Grounding is not a painkiller or a pill that you just
Mm.
pop and you connect and you do magic happens. It's more like biological correction. And 30 years of correction cannot just happen in 3 days. And also, people often ground incorrectly. Like they're
Mm.
walking with shoes. That's not grounding. They're walking with in synthetic grass. That's not grounding. Rubber shoes also just spoils the purpose. Insulated flooring, so that's not grounding. Better surfaces we already talked about is wet grass, pure soil, sand on a beach, natural stone, properly connected grounding products also help. So don't try grounding as like just a tourist. Just try for 2 3 days and expect magical changes. Practice as at a relationship with your Mother Earth. I do it like judicially, and I love my connection to Earth. So please, you should try it consistently to feel the difference.
So I think consistency is the key here.
That is with
But
everything, right? That is with
Ye-
everything.
yes, but in urban life, it is so difficult to find the natural grass. So I
Hmm.
think this is where TerreNue comes into picture. Can you
Absolutely.
explain how can a grounding mat or pillow cover helps someone living in a city apartment in an urban setup?
right now I'm sitting, we are doing this talk, I'm sitting on this TerreNue mat, and this with this wire, it is connected to the grounding switch in the connection.
Hmm.
So outdoor grounding is obviously the gold standard, but that's not practically possible because of the heat, because of so many things. And we also told that bare feet, so that is the ground, that's the classic grounding. But
Hmm.
urban India, not just India, like all over the globe actually. Like I was in Berlin at an AI and consciousness environment, and I asked them a question: are you still sleeping on a normal pillow cover? Nobody was still aware there. So it's not just India. Like even educated people abroad also know about it. And you are absolutely right. People lived on the 10th floor. They work 12 hours, 14 hours indoors. They travel. They sleep on synthetic mattresses, plastic mattresses. They may not even touch the earth for weeks. Grounding products, I always say, are a bridge between a grounding pillow, a pillow cover, a grounding mat, like right now, even bed sheets. They connect to the grounding part of the electrical switch. And the idea is to connect the body to the earth's potential. We spoke about the electrical charge. So the practical takeaway line for everybody is nature is gold standard, grounding products are the bridge. And for someone sitting in an office or indoors, which most of us are, and for sleeping for 7 to 8 on a grounding pillow is becomes more practical and more doable, and it's a very small investment in terms of the benefit you will come through.
Absolutely. So I think if you are doing grounding and you are doing it continuously, I want to ask, who do you think should do grounding and continue to do grounding?
Who do you think didn't come from Mother Earth? Everybody came. So I think there is no exception. We were all hunter gatherers. Our ancient people were hunter gatherers. So almost everybody can really benefit from reconnecting with the earth. But like to name a few, there are people like with struggle with poor sleep. They can definitely benefit. Chronic stress. Again, I'm speaking things which most people are anyways suffering from. High screen exposure, then people with chronic pain, inflammation, or like feeling tired all day. People who travel frequently. That is again one of my specialty when I travel. So for young athletes like me and like for gym goers, grounding is like performance recovery. You ground after your session and you feel the difference. For executives who are stuck in their red mind, it is a nervous system recalibration, nervous system regulation. For elderly people who are at home, it may support their sleep, circulation, their calmness. So for children, I was saying, I would say that let them play barefoot. This we are spoiled. Most of the things are actually wrong. Let them touch trees. Let them sit on ground. And children should never be travel given rubber sole. They should let them be in the grounding play which we used to initially.
Wonderful. I think you have covered everyone and anyone, and with this, we get to know that we all need to do grounding. And you travel so much and still talk about grounding. What is your personal protocol? How do you practice?
So every day there is not a negotiable. Not this is like non-negotiable for me. That every single day I touch earth. Usually I run in the morning every single day. After my runs, the last kilometer is grounded. I do tree heart meditation. I actually walk to a tree and sit with at least 5-10 minutes. Some days I don't have that much time, but I sit near the water if possible. And when I travel, this is again a hack. Like if I don't look for cafes in my layovers. They have been like last couple of years I've traveled to New York specifically like 3-4 times. I had 5-6 hours of layover. So in all those international layovers, I go to Central Park in New York or look for a nature place. And this is a real hack. If you have jet lag, if you do grounding in between your flights, jet lag will just disappear. I have personally felt it. So I always say book your flight, book the stay, but then let the nervous system find the earth and don't microplan things. And at home, grounding products like the one which I am currently sitting on, like my laptop is on, they work because they and but they have to be you have to be have consistency always beat the intensity. You one day you can just be 24 hours in on earth, but it is important to do consistency. And you cannot obviously go to the forest and sleep because of so many things, mosquitoes, etc., but you can sleep grounded every night with a very small investment. I'm not really selling any products. My aim is to uh, and make people understand the concept, because coming from a doctor, and I've been judicially practicing it for years now.
Wonderful, because this is what is needed, how to blend grounding into your daily routine, and which you have explained it beautifully. And you also spoke about blue mind. How does grounding help us move from red to blue mind?
So, for people who couldn't understand, red mind is a stress state, our constant fight and flight response, our overthinking brain. It is always active, and rushing, controlling, we just reacting to things. Blue mind is the calm, regulated state, creative, connected, where life literally flows. And grounding is one of the fastest symbolic and physiological reminders that we are not just floating heads, we are bodies, and we came from Earth, we are biology, and we are wearing nature's clothes. When your feet touch the ground, touch the earth, the brain receives a signal that we are safe. And same with these mats. That is why your HRV literally changes in your measurable devices.
Mm.
So the body cannot repair it deeply when it believes it's being chased or it's stuck in the red mind. So and we talked about longevity. So for me, true longevity, true creativity, true healing, true happiness, true life is actually lived in a more blue mind state, and grounding tells our body that the chase is over. You can relax.
Listening to you, I think everyone gets convinced that how beautiful it would be to be in
No,
a
I
blue
am not
mind
here to
state.
convince anybody. I'm like, we are talking scientific facts,
Yes.
and we are talking like grounded facts of
Correct.
reality. And I'm not genuinely, I feel this, and this is not me speaking. This is Mother Earth claiming its glory back, which we have actually forgotten.
Right. And any precautions that you take during this
First of
time?
all, the product should be of good quality. Make sure that the earthing socket which you connect to is also safe and properly tested. This is obviously the main number thing which you are using any grounding product. Second, grounding is not a cure for your disease. If, as I already mentioned, if you have diabetes, if you have so many other autoimmune disease, it will still going to help you, but just consult your doctor. Most doctors will not probably know about grounding, so that's a different story. Third, obviously, don't I promote barefoot walking, so don't let people walk on places where there can be potential hazardous injuries, glasses or animal waste or any electronic hazards. And fourth, simple, we spoke about it, consistency matters. Start simple, but do it for at least 30 days to feel the difference.
Right. So for someone watching this today, what is a simple starting protocol?
So whatever, whoever is listening or whosoever is listening to us on YouTube later, do this for 7 days. Morning, 10 minutes, try and wake up around sunrise, barefoot, walking on real grass or soil. Evening, you can walk again on near sunset, 10 minutes near soil, or just connect to a tree in your home, in your garden, wherever. Night, if possible, sleep on a grounded, tested pillow from a good company. And then track these three things: sleep quality, morning calmness, morning alertness, and HRV if you are wearing a wearable. And ask also, just to add to it, ask yourself 4 times a day, am I in the red mind or the blue mind? So grounding is not only feet on earth, it's awareness returning to our bodies.
Wonderful. Last question from my side, Dr. Arpit. If you could leave people with one image, one message, what it would be?
I would say, imagine a tree. A tree did not survive like for 100 years, hundreds of years, because it takes supplements. It survives because it is rooted. And this is the main thing which we have forgotten. We become we have become like trees who have forgotten their roots altogether. We grew tall, careers, buildings, as you rightly said, technology, AI now. Our life is fast. But before we forget, we our soil, sunlight, water, breath, and stillness. The simple message is, before you upgrade our biology with biohacking, with longevity, with various gadgets, reconnect with your biology. Walk barefoot, touch a tree, sit on ground, sleep grounded if possible with using a grounded product, return to earth, because we did not come from offices or buildings. We came from earth, and sometimes the most advanced biohack is the oldest one. I also came from water. That is why I call myself the Aquaman biohacker.
Wonderful. Dr. Arpit, that was super powerful, not just a health talk. I think it was a reminder for everyone watching, listening. Start small. I think 10 minutes barefoot a day is our takeaway from this session to start with. One grounded night, one conscious return to nature. Thank you so much. You can follow Dr. Arpit Bansal at Dr. Arpit Bansal. And to explore grounding mats, pillow covers, and bed sheets, you can visit our website www.terreNue.in. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, everyone, and welcome back to Earth, I would say.
Thank
Any
you so much,
questions?
Nikunj, for organizing this session, because hardly anybody talks about it, and it's like a very basic rooted question. So like we can take questions.
Yeah, we can take questions if anyone has something.
Somebody wrote, for someone who has access to beach every day, is grounding device required? So see, as I already told, when we were born, we were supposed to live 97% of our lives outdoors. So I am sure even if you have beach access, you cannot sleep on the beach. So and 8 hours goes in the sleep, and obviously we spend so much more time in the indoors because of sunlight, because of over weathers. So I think grounding device, if you can incorporate, it's a very small investment, but it will bring immense results. This feels like silly. There's so much talk about dirty electricity, EMF, radiation emitting devices. How do we know that that these mats don't emit EMF that might harm us? So if that's, you can do the scientific research on the community. It obviously doesn't emit anything because we are just connecting the switch to the grounding thing. So it rather helps you neutralize the free radicals which we talked about. So it's in the long run, it's 100%, like depending upon the company. See, there are so many cheap products, and Amazon is usually not the way to buy these things because you never know what is coming from Amazon. So I would always recommend do your research on your scientific. TerreNue, I believe I've been working with them since some years now. So I believe they are very dependable. And like if you found any other company dependable, you're most likely to go with it. That's not a problem. Dr. Arpit, can we get transcript of this webinar? Yeah, this will be uploaded on my YouTube channel and even TerreNue's YouTube channel. So would be happy to share this because this message needs to go out there.
Right.
Any other message questions? They were up.
I think one question came on the contact of TerreNue. Uh,
Hmm.
how does it help to, or does it helps to, cure varicose veins? Specifically, the person asked about the disease.
So specifically, see, varicose veins, the issue is uh, improper venous channels, and there the grounding flow is the flow on the varicose veins are reversed. Actually, there are some channels which are broken. So it will just grounding won't cure it, but again, by neutralizing the chronic red mind, the sympathetic overdrive, by helping your body become to calm state, the self healing capacity of your body will increase. So as I already mentioned, with a disease, you should always, it's not a magic cure that you'll do a grounding math and your varicose vein will disappear, but it's in all the diseases, if used scientifically and in conjunction with your doctor, it is definitely an adjuvant help.
Great, great.
Hello, Dr. Aquaman. It was a very nice to know about all this topic. One small question. Is there anyone who should be avoiding using grounding products and rather use natural ways of grounding? See, I already told Mr. Atul that grounding, real grounding with nature is the gold standard. Uh, I don't see any reason for anybody avoiding it. Like, if you are suffering from any known big diseases, I treat cancer patients, I treat, so there is no literal contraindication that you should not use it, but you should use it judicially. If you have some disease, you should consult your doctor. But the sad situation is that many of the doctors actually don't know about it. And then the other thing is that dependability and credibility of the mat which you're using. So don't buy any mat from Amazon. That is one thing. Do we get the benefits of grounding in man-made parks and lawns with grass, or would you need to be only touching natural places? You know the answer, I believe. It has to be natural surfaces. Grounding doesn't work on man-made products like that. And Sneha, it does help reduce inflammation. In a, like, again, one day of grounding or even a product or even real grounding won't magically reduce inflammation, because the inflammation which you are referring to mostly is chronic inflammation, and we are stuck in that sympathetic overdrive. There are so many things building to it, so it's always a 360 approach. That's what in my longevity biohacking protocol I tell, it's always a 360 approach. And problem is that we humans, we crave simplistic and one pill answer for everything. So it's not a magical cure. Nothing is a magical cure. If you work out every day, it's still not a magical cure. You have to do the nutrition, you have to do the sleep, you have to do eat according to your gut, you have to still be in your blue mind and red mind. So it's not that if I am a do one thing, it will magically reduce everything, but it is does help. There are some scientific published studies, like, but consistency is the key.
Great.
Good afternoon, sir. Can I
Yes.
speak?
Yes, please.
Sir, I am Zeba. I am a mother of a teenage. He's 18 years old and he has got autism.
Yes, yes.
I was researching for his further development. I came to know about this zero volt therapy through some
Mm-hmm.
other sources.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, someone in my society, I stay in Mumbai,
Mm-hmm.
someone in my society, he gave me this TerreNue mat.
Hmm. So,
I
so,
got this mat. I
yeah.
got this mat just 3 days ago.
Okay, great, great. So,
And
so complete your question, Zepa.
And sir, along with my son, I am also using it because for the last 2 years, I'm having a chronic stress along with the cervical pain.
Exactly.
So, and just you told us about this thing and about this grounding, walking barefoot. So,
Mm-hmm.
I used to walk barefoot in my society. We have got a huge grass,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it was my bad luck. Unfortunately, I got infested, badly infested with the parasite through my barefoot skin.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I was walking, more I was getting fatigued and I was feeling
Yes, you
weak.
have to be cautious with the
Uh,
environment. Probably, if it is invested with parasite, then you have to be safe. That's what I said. You should not increase your hazardous. And like TerreNue is in that way pretty safe because in terms of hygiene, it is better. And again, 1 hour of grounding walking will not do all the undoing which I was talking about. And plus, autism. I am personally working with a lot of autistic patients across the world, and with my medicine 3.0 approach I was talking about. So the more, I'm a cancer surgeon, I'm a gut health specialist, I run a 200-bedded hospital, but the more I dive into longevity, the answers are coming with very clarity that it is 360 approach. And autism again is a nervous system disorder, so all these things happen. As you rightly said, you are also stuck in chronic stress with cervical pain. So I'm sure like 3 days will not do magic, but if you use it consistently for everyone in your family, it should bring promising results. And do share your inputs whenever
but sir,
you can.
how many, this, I am using it for 40 minutes for myself throughout the day. 10,
Mhm.
10 minutes that way. Not at a stretch. I
So
can't sit at a stretch for 40
it is electronically, it is harmless. So
minutes.
you can use it for as long as possible, practically. Like, and preferably, if you're still using just the mat, I would still insist you to try and the pillow cover, because sleep is the most important part when our body resets. And like many people sleep okay, they say that I don't have any sleep issues, but for those people also, it will say prove chronically better quality of sleep. Sleep is not just the hours, so your body will reset better. And also, if you, obviously consistency is the important thing. So, and Zebaji, if you are interested, Neha can Neha, please put your number and my number also. We can talk on one basis, specific disease basis, if you want.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Any more questions?
I can show you from my back camera. I am sitting with this only.
Great,
Uh,
great. Thank you, Zebaji, for sharing live feedback. And this
here
this
is it.
these kinds of thing motivate other people, that people are doing it, as you rightly mentioned, with an autistic patient, with an
Mhm.
so like it's good to encourage people. That's the
I,
intention. See, I
I
don't
was
need to do
reading
this.
also about this zero volt therapy, and luckily I got this TerraNew mat.
Good, good, good. I'm happy. Thank you.
Dr. Arpit, can I
Yes.
ask you a question?
Why not? Please, sir.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Arul from Chennai.
Yes.
I'm
Nice.
practicing integrative medicine along with ozone and chelation and high-dose vitamin C, exosomes and peptides.
Beautiful to
I
see.
see more often cancer patients in my practice.
Mhm.
What's your experience of this grounding on cancer patients?
See, again, cancer is a widespread metabolic and plus multiple spectrum disease, sir. So
Mm.
grounding is a brilliant adjuvant to it. Now there are hardly any studies which can prove this right now, because
Yeah.
as you are already practicing integrative medicine, so we use so many things, and nobody can like try also with cancer patient to just treat with grounding. So, and I all never recommend that you just use grounding. Just use grounding is only for health optimization who are not doing suffering from any disease. But I strongly believe, like, So my Aquaman biohacking brain says that I told about that grounding actually structures the water inside your cell. And one
Yeah.
of the root causes of cancer, if you study deeply, is cellular level dehydration. So I'm quite positive and I believe in it that it is a great adjuvant even for cancer patients and
Yeah,
should
yeah.
definitely benefit them.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I recommend them. I don't
Yes,
tell them
absolutely.
this is the cure,
Nice
but
to
I tell
connect with
them
you, sir. So if you can also drop your number, would love to connect one on one. We can collaborate on various things. I'm a very open and a collaborative person. And the
wonderful.
more we collaborate, the more the earth and the more all of us grow together.
Sure, sure. I'll share my number to you. Okay.
I'll also share my number. Neha can drop my number, please. Neha.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody else with any question?
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Yes,
Hello,
please, Ravi.
am I audible?
Yes, you're
Okay,
audible.
sir, I'm a licensed physiotherapist in Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been at the initial part of my career, I worked with PMF technologies,
Mm-hmm.
pulsed electromagnetic field
Yes,
therapy.
yes. That is very
So
close to
they're obviously not natural ones. Yeah.
yes.
So one of the main reasons I worked with it in India way back in 2004, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
So now lately there is an influx of PMF technologies, but the
Yes.
only concern which I ever carried from my initial experience was that it was creating a physical rush of blood in atherosclerosed arteries, and that was posing a kind of a
Mm-hmm.
uh, dislodgement of these blood clots,
Mm-hmm.
and thromboembolism was a great risk over there.
Mm-hmm.
So after going through this session, what I understand is that I was always admirer of how PMF technology is, because we did see wonders happening. People who were limping without any reason, restless legs at nights, and all those issues they were solved. But this one risk was actually something which was very quite concerning for me personally. So I think grounding is a stronger, maybe a bit long term, but more reliable
Absolutely.
source for relief in all those kind of problems which even PMF couldn't take care of,
Totally
I
believe
believe.
you, Ravi. Thank you for sharing your personal insight on this. So absolutely, see, pulse electromagnetic field. I am a big fan of that also. But again, some devices can emit some extra frequency. It is usually low frequency electromagnetic waves, but so it is
Right.
overstimulation, as you rightly said, can cause increased oxidative stress and even people with so there has a lot of contraindication PMEF and like you have to use it judicially, ideally within with a doctor, but grounding is
Right.
pretty safe. Grounding mats and natural grounding is obviously the gold standard, but otherwise it's
Mhm.
pretty safe. So I also provoke it better, and it's obviously cost effective also. PMEF devices, even when
Right.
you purchase, it's not everybody can buy it, but I believe seriously that everybody can own a grounding mat. So also for
Right.
all the people who are there in this group, I've started a Blue Mind 120 tribe for all my longevity things and trips, and we share lots of, and it's like a private community. So I can ask Neha, she can share a invite. It's a small paid community, like it's just costing 11,000 for the entire year. And but all these practical, usable, scientifically correct trip tips and tricks I share with my community every week. We deep dive into for this week we are talking about cellular hydration and how to optimize it, and then some days we'll talk about gut microbiome. So there will be a week also where I'll be talking specifically about grounding practices. So it's like a 360 community, and anybody who's interested to join, like I would be happy to have you there.
Great. Anyone else? Any other doubts? I think that's great. We had a wonderful session and some very intriguing questions also. I think this session should be helpful to the people who will later watch it on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Thank you again for your time, Dr. Arpit. Thank you
Thank you so
everyone
much.
for
Thank you
joining
so
this
much for
session.
your patient hearing, everybody, and thank you so much for asking your hearts out and ended open questions. Thank you. God bless you, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. I am dissolving the meeting now. Thank you.